Baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. It is a gorgeous night here in Pittsburgh as the Cubs go for the three-game series sweep. Game 3 as the Cubs will have an off day tomorrow in Boston before starting a weekend series on Friday. Great to have you with us here on CSN for Cubs baseball. Jim DeShays and Len Casper. And as we kind of recap the first two games of this series, we're going to start with the starting pitching.
After a stretch in which the Cubs did not have any quality starts, 5-6 games like that, they stepped up. Anderson and then Hendricks delivering quality starts. Brett Anderson, a little Houdini act as he tiptoed around 6 walks on Monday, but allowed just 5 hits and 1 run. And then Kyle Hendricks, and he needed to be good yesterday. The Cubs managed just 2 hits in that ball game. He went 6 shutout.
John Lester will not start against his former team at Fenway Park this weekend. The reason is the Cubs wanted the lefty in this series.
Yeah, the Pirates have been vulnerable against left-handed pitching. This will be his second start against them this year. 10 days ago, he pitched 7 shutout innings against the Pirates for his career. 4-3 in 9 starts with a 2.35 ERA.
Tyler Glass, now he's 6'8". He's still trying to find his place here in the big leagues, and the Cubs knocked him around.
Yeah, twice he's been the International League Pitcher of the Year, listed among the top pitching prospects in all of baseball. Just having a hard time figuring it out at this level. Command has been the issue.
So the Cubs will turn to their ace, their opening night starter, John Lester, looking for his first win of 2017. Cubs and Pirates coming up from Pittsburgh.
Baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, who invites you to go further in their fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Menards, save big money at Menards. And Southwest Airlines, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Who gives you the best in-home Wi-Fi experience? Let's find out. Welcome home. Who's your internet service provider?
I have AT&T.
Does the Wi-Fi keep up throughout the house?
Not very well.
Not very well. Did you know that Xfinity has the best in-home Wi-Fi experience?
She's been telling me that.
Let's pretend this is your house. How's the quality up there?
I give it a 10.
Let's add 5 devices to the mix. How's yours doing?
Man, I'm loving this.
We gotta get with Xfinity.
Learn more about the best in-home Wi-Fi experience or get started for $19.99 a month for 12 months. Click, call, or visit an Xfinity store today.
During the Jeep Spring Sales Event, see why there's no better place than being far from home. Going all out. Spending time with family. Taking the road less traveled. Braving the elements. And seeing the sights. Go farther at the Jeep Spring Sales Event. Just announced, get $4,000 combined cash allowance or 0% APR for 60 months on the 2017 Jeep Cherokee.
New Mexico is built on stories. Stories that aren't afraid of a little mud, sun, heights, or heat. Stories that leave us feeling new.
Somewhere I wanna go there.
Stories that remind us we've been somewhere, done something, and met people we couldn't find anywhere else but New Mexico. True.
Cubs leadoff man Kyle Schwarber gets a hit in his first plate appearance. Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Baseball weather. Cold and overcast the first 2 nights of this series, but just picture perfect tonight here in Pittsburgh as the Cubs look for the series sweep. They're 12-8 atop the National League Central. The Pirates are 8-12, 4 games out and in last. And kind of a strange deal. The Pirates still have yet to win a game during a weekday series. They're 0-11.
That's a hard one to figure out. And they're a little bit undermanned right now, and it's going to be interesting to see how things develop for this Pirate club with the suspension of Marte, the restriction of Gung, dealing with some injuries. All of a sudden, this does not look like a real good club. Of course, that could turn around in a month. They're scuffling right now.
So Ed Hickox will lead the umpiring crew tonight. And the Cubs Southwest starting lineup looks like this. Schwarber, Bryant, and Rizzo at the top. Addison Russell has had a huge series. Jason Hayward's had a huge road trip. Wilson Contreras, the catcher, will bat sixth. Javier Baez struggling at the plate, playing second tonight. John Lester, the pitcher, batting eighth. And John Jay, off to a nice start as a Cub, is in center, batting ninth.
Poor defense has been a big part of the Pirates' story so far this year. Made a critical error in the ball game last night, a game in which the Cubs won 1-0. Here's how they set up this evening. Polanco, McCutchen, and the rookie Osuna in the outfield. Harrison, Mercer, Goslin, and Bell third to first. Francisco Cervelli is behind the plate, and Tyler Glasnow will do the pitching. Big, lanky right-hander, 23 years of age. 6'8", 220. He's got a good arm, tremendous minor league credentials, as I mentioned, 36-19 with a 2.03 in 5 minor league seasons. You see what has transpired for him so far this year. Here in Pittsburgh, he's made 3 starts. He's 0-1 with a 7.94.
There's a size 16 shoe. Big dude.
You know what Ed Sullivan would say?
Big shoe.
A really big shoe.
Yeah. So here's Schwarber.
Google it, you youngins.
Yeah.
Right here. Topo Gigio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Cubbies. Yes, here we go.
All right, play ball. Stop goofing around.
Glasnow with a deep breath. First pitch of the night is taken just off the outside corner.
He made a start at Wrigley and at the previous homestand. Cubs touched him up for 4 runs in the first. It looked like it was going to be a very short day for him, but he did manage to get through 5. It's a game the Pirates actually came back and won 8-7.
Yeah, they engineered the sweep at Wrigley Field, and the Cubs are trying to do the same to the Pirates here tonight. The 2-0 missed again. 3 balls, no strikes, 76 degrees. Lots of blue skies above. Glasnow's 3-0 taken for a strike.
And normally Schwarber is going to be looking to swing on 3-0, but starting the ball game here with a pitcher with control issues, clearly taking all the way there on 3-0.
And he walked him. So Schwarber leads off the game with a free pass, and here comes Chris Bryant.
One batter in. Glasnow shaking his head and talking to himself. The young man really fighting the command of his fastball. As I mentioned, he's got good stuff. He can go 95 plus, good curveball and a changeup. But even when you look at all that success he had in the minor leagues, that 2.03 ERA, he still walked a lot of batters down there. He was just able to pitch around it. Tougher to do at this level.
Bryant is 4 out of 7 with 3 walks in the series. He's hit in 7 straight. Long pause by Glasnow, and the pitch. Ground ball. Really nobody over there. Goslin flipping to second, but Mercer wasn't on the bag. They had 3 guys between second and third. So there was about 100 feet between Josh Bell and Phil Goslin. And Bryant ends up with an infield hit on what might have been in some circumstances a double play.
Yeah, if they're playing straight up, excuse me, traditional double play depth, that probably is a double play, but Bryant hits the ball on the ground to the left side way more than he does to the right side. Goslin had no play at second base. Really didn't have one at first base either.
So 2 on with nobody out, and it's Anthony Rizzo. You go back to Monday night when the Cubs scored a season-high 14 runs. They put up a 4 spot on Chad Kuhl in the first inning. Last night had just 2 hits all night against Garrett Cole, yet won the game 1-0. That is very hard to do. Elias took a look at it. It's the 3rd time in 78 years the Cubs won a game with 1 run and 2 or fewer hits. The 0-1 is outside on Anthony. And in talking to people in the Cubs clubhouse, they thought Cole's stuff and the execution of his stuff was as good as any pitcher they've seen all year. And we talked to Joe Madden in his office. He said, if that's not no-hit stuff, I don't know what is. It was that good.
Yeah, right from the start. Stuff, command of the stuff, the way he executed pitches. I mean, he was comfortably 96 to 98 all night long in terms of his velocity. So, yeah, to come away with a win against a guy like that on a night like that, that's pretty sweet. And credit Kyle Hendricks and the Cubs bullpen for holding the line against this Pirate team.
2-1 with 2 on, nobody out. Swing and a miss. We'll have Bulls basketball tonight. Playoffs from Boston. Bulls and the Celtics at the top of the hour. This game will be seen in its entirety on CSN Plus. The 2-2 to Rizzo is tap foul. He came into this series with a 12-game hitting streak and hitless so far in the first 2 games. Ball toward right. Gosselin will knock it down, and one play, that's first. He gets Rizzo. So the Cubs have not hit a ball out of the infield, and they have runners at second and third with 1 out for Addison Russell.
Well, right man for the job, Addison Russell, having a very nice road trip. He's 8 out of 20. Pinged a double off the wall here to right center last night. A very impressive swing of the bat.
Last 3 games, 7 hits and 5 runs. Career high 4 hits on Monday. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. That's the curve from Glasnow. Infield back, they'll give up a run to get an out. They don't want to give up a couple runs. Oh, and 2. This has been a favorable situation for Addison lately.
Just short and quick here. Emphasize putting the ball in play.
Smothered by Cervelli. Not a huge crowd tonight, but should be the largest of the series. I would say a pretty quiet audience here early on. Maybe they're eating dinner.
Having some pierogies, perhaps, in Pittsburgh. I would imagine the walk-up's pretty good tonight with this weather. Some folks probably thought, you know what, it'd be a good night to go to the ballpark.
Yeah, I see some stragglers coming across the bridge toward the ballpark. House pitch. 2-2. Jason Hayward on deck.
Yeah, according to our Toyota pitchcast there, that ball caught the outside corner. Cervelli had to reach for it. Tough to get the call that way.
This time he got him.
There's a changeup, and that ball appeared to be inside. To kind of wait and see how this strike zone develops as the game goes along.
So it will be up to Hayward, who has been an RBI machine on this trip. He's knocked in 11. 16 overall, and all 3 home runs this season have come on this road trip. Ball 1. Hey, we'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on LigTel Communications in Ligonier, Indiana. The 1-0 pitch. Off the inside corner. Well, you'd hate to let him off the hook.
Yeah, you know he's not going out there with a big reservoir of confidence, right? The numbers he's put up. If you can do a little damage early, put that much more pressure on him, and he's going to fall back into that pattern, which we're already seeing, of just not trusting his stuff in the strike zone. So maybe it's not a matter of not trusting him. Maybe it's just not able to throw it over.
That's Wilson Contreras on deck. Schwarber at third, Bryant at second, and the pitch. Ball 4, second walk of the inning.
A lot of times when a pitcher struggles to throw strikes, the criticism is, well, he doesn't trust his stuff. He's not confident. Doesn't attack hitters. Sometimes guys just don't have the ability to throw it over as much as other guys. My guess is with Glass now looking at his minor league numbers, it's command. And now you get to the big leagues, and it becomes kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. We're like, man, it's tough to compete at this level, so I got to be so fine. So you take that mental approach with the fact that you're not very precise to begin with, and the walks and the deep counts and the hitters counts start to pile up.
Well, his height might also work against him in repeating his mechanics. 6'8". Low. He's missed on 5 in a row.
Andy Johnson, when he first got to the big leagues, really struggled with command.
It's been a nice rotation, hasn't it, behind the plate to start the year? Contreras and Montero. This is the Cubs' 21st game. And Wilson getting his 14th start. So, I mean, it's been 2 out of every 3 for Wilson, and then Montero 1 out of 3. That's a strike. Got the pitch at the bottom of the zone. It's 1-2. Well, that angle, it looked really low. Pitch cast had it slightly out of the zone.
Well, I think Cervelli's a little frustrated with his young right-hander and wants to deliver a little message. Also doesn't want to call another pitch. The man on second base.
Bases loaded. 2 outs, first inning. The 2-2, and now it's full. Pitch number 29 from Glasnow. Runners go. Called strike 3. Contreras livid. Somehow Glasnow escapes as the Cubs leave the bases loaded. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. Cubs nothing. Pirates coming up.
We're already preparing for the postseason. It takes months to get it right. Every detail is important. Now it's time to suit up and uncork a winning season. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs.
Cubs win! Cubs win! Can you believe it?
Over here. Over here. Upsy daisies.
What's happening?
That feeling, only better. Turbo. Standard in a 170 horsepower, fun to drive Volkswagen Passat.
Hurry in and lease this 2017 Passat S for just $199 a month. Visit VWDealer.com today.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it off. It's that easy. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. We polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish.
Available at Pep Boys, Target, Ace, O'Reilly Auto, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
Nobody should go to bed hungry.
That's right, Joe. That's why our friends at Binny's Beverage Depot donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository every time the Cubs leadoff man gets a hit.
Here's to another great year.
The Pirates are 0-11 in weekday series games. They've scored 17 runs combined in those games. Southwest starting lineup: Harrison, Mercer, McCutchen in the first, Polanco, Cervelli, Osuna in the middle of the order, Bell, Gosselin, and Glasnow at the bottom. Glasnow, note, is a left-handed batter.
Cubs defensively, outfield alignment: Schwarber, Jay Hayward. Infield, third to first, Bryant, Russell, Baez, Rizzo. Very upset Wilson Contreras is catching, and the Lexus starting pitcher is John Lester. Lexus, experience amazing. Lester, experience amazing.
No decisions through 4 starts. 1-1 on Harrison.
5 innings, 1 run, first time out. 6 innings, a 1-run ball. His second start against the Dodgers. 7 shutout against these Pirates. And then last time out 5 days ago in Cincinnati. Got hit around a little bit. 5 2/3, allowed 9 hits, 5 runs. We got a no decision. The Cubs are 2-2 in his 4 starts.
Harrison in the leadoff spot tonight has been really good against lefties. A high fly ball, deep left. Schwarber still going back, and it's out of here. A home run. Leadoff homer by Harrison.
Isn't that ironic? All the pitches that Glasnow threw finished with the bases loaded, and then 4 pitches into the ball game, it's the Pirates that draw first blood.
I'm not sure Kyle got a good look at this fly ball, and if he had gotten to the barrier sooner, he might have been able to catch this ball. That's not a high wall.
Yeah, he got caught drifting. It's a very big left field here.
Ford home run replay. Well, Clint Hurdle calls Josh Harrison Tabasco sauce.
Good on anything?
Well, he just said, quote, we want to enlighten the flavor a little bit in terms of the lineup after they got shut out last night.
Well, you can ask him when he comes up.
Well, seems to have worked. Mercer with a ground ball that's picked up by Bryant. Yeah, I saw Kyle talking to John Jay after that ball went out, and he looked to me to be pointing at something, so I'm not sure if he just didn't get a good read on it off the bat. But there was a little hesitation, and then, as you said, he started to drift. But that is the one area of this park where you can take away a home run. Now McCutchen, who has walked in 5 of his last 12 plate appearances. It looks like there's some smoke coming through, but that's because of the sun. Just before it sets here, kind of creates a little bit of a hazy look on our center field camera as Lester strikes out McCutchen. I don't know if you can see us, but we're waving way atop the
and you get some sense of the sky behind the ballpark to the stadium, so that may have created a little bit of an issue for Schwarber getting the read initially off the bat. Joe Madden contemplated playing Kyle in right field in this series, but opted to keep him in left, just for familiarity reasons, the visuals off the bat.
Strike called on Polanco. And now that I look out there, do they do some fireworks thing after they hit a home run?
I think they do. Yeah,
that might be also part of the
fire off a cannon or something.
Yeah. Either that or I have to clean my glasses.
The barbecue joint out there too. Manny Sanguin's barbecue's out there, so they probably got a little smoke from that working.
The wind and the 1-2 pitch, and we'll do it again.
I think the teacher's lounge might be out there too. Those only old school teachers.
Right.
When we were kids.
Sure, it had to be disappointing for John, who originally looked at the schedule and thought, I'm going to be able to pitch at Fenway Park. But he added, talking to reporters this week, that it will be nice to spend the weekend with his family and not have all that pressure of having to pitch against his former team. Meanwhile, the Cubs will miss Rick Porcello and Chris Sale in that Red Sox series.
Yeah, I think for fans, for us, for people that follow the team, talk about it, write about it, it would have been fun to see him pitch there. But trying to put myself in John's shoes, I'd probably prefer not to. I'd probably prefer to pitch here and then just go into my old stomping grounds and hang out and have some fun.
3-2 on the way, past the mound, up the middle, backhanded Baez, and Rizzo can't stay on the bag. That'll be a hit for Polanco.
A good job by Rizzo leaving the bag to knock that ball down and make sure Polanco wouldn't get an extra base. If anybody can pull it off, it's Baez. Heck of a try. Even with an accurate throw, I believe Polanco would have beat it. Polanco Polanco has stolen 5 bases this year. He's been caught once.
Now, the last time Lester faced the Pirates, it was at Wrigley Field, and Wilson Contreras nailed 3 base runners. So we'll see how aggressive Clint Hurdle is tonight with that running game as a result of what we saw at Wrigley. Big lead by Polanco. Not running.
Yeah, actually retreating back to the base as the pitch is being delivered. Yeah, I think with Lester's quickness to the plate and this work here by Contreras, Pirates probably won't be all that aggressive here tonight. He's ready to pounce.
Strike on Cervelli. 0 for 7 in the series, 1 out of 15 on this Pirates homestand.
Average down to $190 now. He's a guy that throughout his career has been pretty good against left-handed pitching. No, he hasn't been doing much against right or left.
30 feet off the bag, but just doesn't look comfortable.
No.
1 and 2.
No, I think the more I watch it, I think opposing teams would be better off telling their guys, you know what? Don't take the huge lead. Just take a normal lead and be ready to break. Because guys take the huge lead knowing John's not going to come over, but they're lost at sea out there. And if they get an aggressive secondary, that's when Contreras is going to take a shot at him.
Time called as the pitch is delivered, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, and Polanco is going back to the bases again as the pitch was being delivered. It's kind of like, you know, if you're a kid and you snuck in somewhere you weren't supposed to be, and you spend the whole time looking over your shoulder waiting for somebody to come and tap you on the shoulder. Come here with me, son.
Every sound that is made, you think
we're busted.
Still a hesitation. Fascinating. So what's Camara Barti telling him? You're doing great, kid? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure he's just, hey, you can get a little more, you can get a little more. But, I mean, if you don't do anything with it, there's no real advantage gained. And as I said, with him kind of shifting back to the base as the pitch is being delivered, he's giving away any advantage.
Into the left field corner. Polanco toward third. Joey Cora is going to send him. And there will be no relay as Schwarber's throw got past both cutoff men, Baez and Russell. It's 2-0 Pirates. Might they have had a shot?
Yeah, absolutely. Baez acting as the trailer there on the cutoff. Maybe got caught a little too close to Addison Russell. That's a tough call. They're trying to get lined up there for the throw home. So Addison goes over to be the primary cutoff man. Baez serves as the trailer. And, you know, Baez had a long way to run. And just really never had time to get set up in a good position.
Yeah, that was not a bad throw at all by Schwarber. Just looked like Russell and Baez were almost too close together.
And I think it was because the ball was in the corner, so you try to line up with the catcher, and it made Baez have to run a long way. And by the time, you know, he never really got set as that throw was coming in.
Cervelli takes his lead at second.
He had an extra second or two to plant his feet and then read the throw. He could have retreated, made the catch, and spun and made the throw.
One and one. Osuna had 3 hits Monday. 1 and 2. And He was a homer shy of the cycle. Had a rough night defensively in right field. No look at the runner. The pitch is off the outside corner. Pitch first for both starters.
This is John's 5th start in this ballpark. Lifetime 2-1 here with a 3.04. 4 starts.
Took Glass now 29 pitches to get through the first. And he left the bases loaded. This will be Lester's 29th. Right field, drifting back a few steps is Hayward. And after an inning from PNC Park, 2-0 Pirates.
Matt's parents just kicked him off their phone plan. So he's at Best Buy finding the right plan at the right price on the Samsung Galaxy S8. Enjoy your independence, Matt. Best Buy, expert service, unbeatable price.
What's more powerful than the winds of a Cat 5 hurricane? An Echo backpack blower. So, yeah, it'll clear a path. Power on and on.
She drives nice, huh? Really nice. Man, you can get a lot in the Tucson. All-wheel drive, voice-controlled navigation. Beep! Beep! Lane departure warning.
And auto emergency braking with pedestrian detection. All backed by America's Best Warranty.
Windows?
Better is the reason to buy Hyundai.
And this is the reason to buy now. Lease the Tucson for $139 a month or get up to $4,000 in total savings. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
So I'm never gonna let you go. I'll hold you forever. Oh, baby, I'm gonna let you know we belong together. We belong together.
Your home, your auto. Together, they're where life happens. That's why State Farm protects them together, to help life go right. Combine and save. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
On CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. Pretty neat story. Mpo Ngope, first name spelled M-P-H-O, translates to the word gift in the Sotho language. He's from South Africa, and when he gets into a game, and it could be tonight, he'll be the first African-born Major League player ever. Dovydas Neverauskas, the first Lithuanian-born major leaguer, was optioned to AAA Indianapolis to make room for Ngope. Pretty historic series.
Pirates spreading their tentacles far and wide to find talent.
David Freese has a hamstring issue, so they needed a little more infield depth. Freese out of the lineup for the second consecutive night. And I remember the article, and I went back and read it. Gary Smith for Sports Illustrated. It's floating around Twitter. You can find it. 2009, just after Ngope signed with the Pirates. It's a really neat story. I would encourage you to take a look at it. And he's known as their best defensive infielder throughout their system.
Yeah, he hasn't hit much. Showed a little signs of life in his bat this spring, but 9 years in the minor leagues. His mom worked in the clubhouse. I guess it would have been for the national team in South Africa. There's not a whole lot of people playing baseball over there, and they lived in the clubhouse.
Yeah. The Randburg Mets. was the team. Hall of Famer Barry Larkin was one of the first guys to see him play in the European Academy, and was very intrigued. Helped him out with some of his mechanics. That ball drilled out into deep right center, and it's going to bang off the wall. Baez hustling towards second, and he's in with a double. That's good to see. He had been scuffling.
Yeah, he'd been chasing a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. That slider, that strike the ball slider down and away, had been giving him fits. This time it's something out away from him and up a little bit, and he just rides it off the wall, similar to the one Russell hit last night. That's a leadoff double. See if the Cubs can cash it in. Yeah, I just got to, the Pirates, if you're going to call up the kid from South Africa, you got to keep the guy from Lithuania on your team. You know, this whole United Nations thing going on. And they were the organization a few years back that signed a couple of cricket players out of India. Pitched in their minor league system for a little while. I don't think they're pitching anymore.
And Gope played a little cricket when he was a kid. John Lester not bunting, swinging away. As Josh Bell is breathing right down his neck.
I might have given him one swing there, and perhaps would ask him to bunt here. John's a very good bunter.
Called strike two. Outside and high. Warm night here in Pittsburgh. Temperatures in the mid 70s. Which is also JD's sweet spot for pop culture references.
I wish one would come to mind right now. He's got nothing.
Just come up with some line from Welcome Back, Kotter or something. Will be good. 3-2. Jay on deck. Ooh, good swing by Lester.
Swing, yeah. Opt not to bunt. They're going to let him try to drive the run in, or maybe just pull the ball on the ground to advance the base runner. John, behind that heater, but a good-looking swing.
He could be the most interesting man in baseball. I don't always make contact, but when I do, it goes a long way. He can hit him out in BP. Foul tip that time.
Come out and show your support of your world champion Chicago Cubs. The Cubs are back in town this Monday night for the start of a 4-game series with the Phillies. Tickets are available for all 4 games. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com. Fighting's in a bit of a rebuilding program. 9-9 coming into play today.
Seventh start of the year for Jay. 6th in center. Ball 1. Done nice work off the bench.
In this big ballpark, I think you have to be a little aggressive sometimes with your outfield positioning, and the pretty extreme positioning here for Jay. And McCutcheon shading way towards left center and shallow. pulled Osuna way off the line to help protect the gap in right center. So all kinds of room down the first base right field line for Jay.
1-1. Bounced foul. Hey, happy birthday and get well wishes to a huge Cub fan, Noah Ruck. Hopefully you're back on the baseball field soon, Noah. Pulled just foul.
Would have been a 3-base hit. Well, the previous swing, it looked to me like he was trying to hook the ball.
This story will not sound good. You know me, so you know it. The next going to the previous in LA. So I take a flight from
Yankees and Red Sox were rained out last night. We'll make that up later on this season. No, Dustin Pedroia still out. Has not played since Friday. He got taken out at second base. That will drop for a base hit. Good read by Baez, and he's going to hold. And Jay able to make second. As Polanco threw all the way to the plate over the cutoff men. Second and third.
Well, the Pirates were positioned well in the outfield. You know, the line drive, solid base hit to left or left center. You knew they were going to have a shot at Baez. So a ball that he might normally score on, he has to hesitate, read a little bit. And Jonesy throws up the stop sign for him. Polanco gets a little giddy and airmails that ball all the way home and allows Jay to cruise into scoring position. A bit of bad baseball there from Polanco.
So we'll see if Schwarber can get one or both to the plate. Cubs have had lots of chances here in these first two innings. Already 5 at bats with runners in scoring position. Bulls basketball coming up here on CSN from Boston. First round action in about 12 minutes. And this game will air in its entirety on CSN Plus. That's a strike. 1-1.
You guys love these opportunities. One out, infield back. Lazy fly ball, routine ground ball, just about anywhere on the diamond gets you a run.
A pop up though won't.
Nope.
Harrison's got it.
Glass now teetering, but he has not yet tottered. Schwarber's maybe on his way to do a little venting.
Bryant with an infield hit in the first against an exaggerated shift. They are shifting. It's not quite as tilted toward the left. And ball one.
No, Gosselin, the second baseman, was on the shortstop side of the bag for him last time.
grass now, it's like you're walking on the curb, right? You're just trying to keep your balance before you fall onto the street. It's like that's what he's done these first 2 innings. And so far, he's stayed on the curb, but barely. 3-0.
Well, you mentioned the height earlier. In golf, they talk about it a lot, how guys with long levers have a hard time being consistent with the swing path. You see the same thing with a pitcher, a big, tall pitcher with long arms. That arm's got to travel a long way to get to its release point.
Not unusual to see the Cubs swinging 3-0. They're loaded.
Been a little bit of a frustrating go for Anthony the last couple of ball games after his hitting streak was snapped. An opportunity here to get beyond that. Anthony on the road trip, 4 out of 21 coming into play tonight. But 3 of the 4 were home runs. The other one a double. He's driven in 8, scored 7, walked 4 times. So even though he hasn't had a ton of hits, he's inflicted damage. I suppose that conversation was all about.
3 on, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 1. Happy birthday, Amanda Lloyd in Monroe, Utah. And that will knock in a run. Rizzo gets hit by a pitch, and he'll get an RBI as a result. Trotting home is Baez. It's 2-1.
Yeah, go in on Rizzo at your peril. See his hand sitting right over the inside corner of home plate. What's this dude made out of? Taking 95-mile-an-hour fastballs off his forearms.
Yeah, it never seems to bother him. The pitch fouled away.
Caught looking on a changeup that appeared to be off the inside corner first time up.
Russell hits it hard. Bell able to knock it down. Glass now covering, and he gets out of the inning. Allows the 1 run on the hit batter with the bases loaded. 2-1 early.
So why do your low fares come with 2 free bags, unlike the other guys?
'Cause I know I can treat you better.
And why do your low fares stay so low?
'Cause I know I can treat you better.
Why am I wasting time with that other airline?
When you should be with me instead.
Yes. What? Southwest.
Hey, Chicago. Say yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
We, the device-loving people, want more than just unlimited data. We want unlimited entertainment, so we can stream unlimited action, punch unlimited robots, watch unlimited romance, if you're into that. But we also want more, like unlimited HBO. Can I stop dying now, Mark? No can do, mi amigo. It's unlimited. Besides, you're really good at it, James.
Don't settle for any unlimited data plan. Only the AT&T Unlimited Plus plan comes with HBO included.
You're a brave man, Mr. Stevens. Your testimony will save lives. Mr. Stevens, this is your new name. This is your new house and a perfectly inconspicuous SUV. You must become invisible.
I'll take my chances.
Welcome back. The Giga Time moment is powered by Xfinity. Ex-Cub Chris Coughlin sees Yadier Molina in his way, so just go over top to break a tie. Look at that.
That's just tremendous form. We knew he could do a lot of things. We didn't know he could fly. He looked like those young people that come out and perform at Wrigley every year, the Jesse White All-Stars.
The tumblers.
Yeah, they're flying through the air.
That was last night. The Blue Jays and Cardinals were rained out tonight. 2-1 Pirates, and a bouncer knocked down in foul territory by Bryant. The ball was fair, and that's a hit for Josh Bell.
Tricky little hop on the backhand side. Pirates had the leadoff home run in the first. Here they go in the second with the big fella Josh Bell reaching on the infield single. If he gets it cleanly, he has a good shot at throwing him out, but definitely the right call, giving him a base hit.
By the way, the Blue Jays did win that game last night in 11, 6-5. Strike on Gosselin. So Rizzo gets hit by that pitch with the bases loaded. Look at that. Just a flesh wound. Fair ball past Bryant. Into the corner. Bell to third. Bell to the plate. The throw just a little late, 3-1. RBI double, Gosselin.
The Pirates got to find some offense from somewhere. Gosselin getting a chance tonight. He's got pretty good credentials. The former 5th-round pick out of the University of Virginia. He spent time with the Braves and the Diamondbacks. This is his first year in a Pirate uniform, and again, it's this big ballpark, and this all the way into the corner, so Schwarber's got to go a long way to track it down. And by the time it gets headed back in towards home plate, Bell's able to come around and score.
Rizzo way in. Expecting Glass now to bunt. And he swings away, and it basically plays as a bunt. He didn't hit it very hard, and Rizzo just fearless over there. So Gosselin now at third with one out.
Check out the variety of luxury premier options that Wrigley Field has to offer, like the Assurance Club, which offers members a private, luxurious atmosphere, top shelf food and drinks, as well as parking. Visit Cubs.com/premier for an option that fits your needs. Yeah, and we talked about this the other night with Anthony so aggressively defending the bunts. We're going to see that more and more. Teams use a little slug bunt.
Infield in.
And the chance to slap it by him. Or a little slow roller turns it essentially into a sacrifice. This is how it all started for the Pirates in the bottom of the first.
Lester's 1-0 off the outside corner. Well, whether or not it is John's night, you just feel like if he can keep the Pirates close, the Cubs are going to continue to have chances against Glasnow. We're only in the second.
Yeah, it seems like there's a big inning in their future.
Earlier, Harrison's been really good against lefties. 381 in his first few weeks, and that's actually gone up after the home run. 324 versus lefties since 2014. Usually tell by the setup of the catcher what the approach is. Contreras on 3-0 wasn't even set up over the plate.
You need to take it somewhere else because I'm not the one for that.
And here he comes. He jets in. He scores and a foul on Butler.
Isaiah Thomas is a hell of a player, but when you're allowed to discontinue your dribble on every possession, he is impossible to guard.
I mean, that's not the reason why I'm an impossible cover. I don't think I've been called for it one time this year. So I don't think that would change.
When you're able to put your hand underneath the ball and take 2 or 3 steps and put it back down, it's impossible to guard him in those situations.
Bulls defense scrappier now. Thomas driving, scooping, scoring. Here he comes again. Driving, goes up, blocked. Right into the hands of Isaiah Thomas. Thomas down the lane, glides in and scores. The Celtics 104, the Bulls 95. The series now tied at 2 apiece.
The home team still has not won a game in this best-of-7 series. Bulls are hoping that trend continues tonight at Boston's TD Garden. You see Rajon Rondo, he will not play, so Isaiah Cannon steps into the spotlight. Neil and Stacy have your hometown call at the bottom of the hour. We'll get you through all the main storylines as the Bulls take on Isaiah Thomas and his kids next. Kids.
This is Bulls Pregame Live, presented by Coors Light.
Welcome into Coors Light Bulls Pregame Live. Mark Shanowski, Will Perdue, Kendall Gill coming at you from our downtown Chicago studio. Rajon Rondo will not play tonight. He told reporters he just can't be effective because of the broken thumb on his dominant shooting hand. How can the Bulls make up for Rondo's absence and find a way to steal a crucial Game 5 tonight?
Well, I think it all starts on the defensive end of the floor. We're in a position now where I think the mantra should be at all cost. And I think that's making personal sacrifice as far as what can you do on the defensive end of the floor, because regardless of what happens offensively, we've seen time and time again, year after year when Tom Thibodeau was here, this team would struggle to score offensively, but they kept themselves in the game and won games on the defensive end of the floor. I would love